So far, I mean, you know who just destroyed 39 villages in South Lebanon and destroyed 40,000 homes. 39 centuries old historic villages entirely erased from the map in just 60 days. This is ethnic cleansing. This is terrorism. And not a peep from the complicit international community, of course. Yesterday, even Alex Jones was impressed and said, you know who just carried out what experts say is one of the largest single warhead explosions in modern military history, destroying a village in South Lebanon under the rubric of demolishing tunnels. Massive blast registered on seismic monitors and was heard in Israel. I'm sure they love that because, Israelis are setting up outdoor screens to stream and cheer as entire Lebanese towns are wiped to rubble by the IDF. These are just ordinary civilians, not soldiers or officials, gathering to applaud destruction and death. This is not Hiroshima. This is not Gaza. This is Lebanon at night. Israel is wiping out entire village after village, violating Security Council Resolution SCR 1701, ceasefire agreement, and international law with absolutely no consequences. Smotrich said himself, "My son wants me to leave some Lebanon for him to destroy later. I told him, don't worry, there will be enough for everyone." Generational evil. Thomas Massey says, if Israel insists on destroying civilian targets in Lebanon, let them buy and build their own weapons. American taxpayers should not be funding this. And not just that. Remember the peace deal? So, riots in Lebanon over betrayal. After Lebanese government signed a peace deal that signed over a large swath of Lebanese land to Israel indefinitely, the Lebanese people are rightly furious. The sense of betrayal is widespread, and many people are calling it a puppet government. They have failed to uphold the interests of the people and have bent the knee to a rogue invading terrorist state backed by the world's current superpower. Current is in parentheses. A day of infamy for the history books. I pray the resistance outsmarts the parasites and finds a way to come out on top. Call me crazy, but despite how dire the situation looks, I see a way this could still happen. Praying for peace, safety, and prosperity of Lebanon and the Lebanese people. They're rioting in the streets. After 4 days of talks at the State Department, Israel and Lebanon signed but it gave up like 50 villages, just said you can have them. Are you kidding me? So somebody is bought off in the Lebanese government. So the only people who are defending the Lebanese people is Hezbollah. That's just the honest truth. They are the Lebanese people's army. You can call anybody a terrorist, but these are deaths. It's just indiscriminate evil, indiscriminate slaughter for greed, more land. Gaddafi said many years ago, their plan is to remove Lebanon and Syria so that the borders of Israel are with Turkey rather than with Arab countries. You will see this achieved, if not in our era, then in our children's era. Syria will become 5 small states. This is coming at all these leaks. Israeli residents say IDF deleted parts of their October 7th security footage. Residents of kibbutzes Be'eri say classified IDF reserve unit seized their security camera recordings on October 9th, 2023, promised to return them intact, then broadcast some footage without consent. Classified reserve unit seized camera recordings, and then residents allege that what was returned had been deliberately altered. The Yinam Plan is not a theory. It is a blueprint currently being executed. In 1982, Oded Yenin, a senior official at the Israeli Foreign Ministry, authored an article titled A Strategy for Israel in the 1980s. The core strategy was not to defend conventional armies, but to shatter key nations, transforming the Middle East from a region of powerful nation-states into a patchwork of warring sectarian and ethnic enclaves. As of 2026, Iraq, the Yinam Plan mandated its division into 3 regions, Shiite, Sunni, and Kurdistan. That is exactly what we see today. Iraq has been effectively partitioned. Syria, fragmented into Alawite, Druze, and Sunni enclaves, with Israel likely to annex southern territories. Within hours of Assad's fall, Israel launched a ground invasion into southern Syria. Lebanon, already fractured. Israel has now openly declared it will remain in the south indefinitely. Iran being pushed towards internal collapse. They want Iran to be a failed nation state. Turkey and Pakistan, both on the Yinam Plan's target list. Somalia, Yemen, and Sudan targeted for placement under pro-Israel regimes due to their strategic locations, the Red Sea. This is not a conspiracy theory. It's an operational manual being implemented line by line 2. The operational layer, Mossad's secret network. On June 5, 2026, CNN reported that Israel had secretly deployed elite military and intelligence units to Azerbaijan during the war with Iran. It was a joint operation involving Mossad, the Israeli military, and Shin Bet. This was not an ad hoc operation. It is part of a clandestine network of bases spanning the Middle East. Mossad has maintained a presence in northern Iraq since the 1950s, dating back to when they hosted Mustafa Barzani at the Mossad capital in Israel. Israel's Kurdish card is not merely a reactive gesture by Netanyahu, it is a direct implementation of the Yemen plan to shatter nations perceived as threats. 3. The financial layer. So the City of London is a silent engine. London's public sector pension funds hold assets worth 34 billion or 45 billion. Of this, £7 billion, or $9 billion, is invested in companies that fuel Israel's human rights violations. This accounts for more than one-fifth of their entire portfolio. Nearly £1 billion, or $1.3 billion, is invested in arms manufacturers, including $10 million or $13 million in the Israeli weapons producer Elbit Systems. £5.2 billion, or $7 billion, is invested in technology companies. Microsoft's Azure cloud platform is used by Israelis Unit 8200 to surveil Palestinians. The City of London's police renewed a contract worth over £95,000 with the Israeli company Celebrite for surveillance software. On June 14, 2026, the Great Israel Real Estate Show was held in the Edgeworth United Synagogue in London, openly promoting land sales in illegal settlements in the occupied West Bank. Approximately 1,000 people protested, and police arrested 14 individuals. The City of London is not merely a bystander, it is the financial engine. 4. The media layer, who controls the narrative. Well, in 2025, CBS was acquired by David Ellison, son of Oracle founder Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison's support for Israel and the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, is well documented. Hi, Larry! In 2019, he donated $16.6 million to Friends of the IDF, the single largest donation in the organization's history at the time. In 2021, he offered Netanyahu's seat on the Oracle board of directors. In 1999, he invested tens of millions of dollars in the Israeli biotechnology group called QBI. In 2019, he funded an archaeological project in East Jerusalem. The editor-in-chief of CBS News is Barry Weiss. Weiss is an open and ardent Zionist who believes that any criticism of Israel equates to anti-Semitism. She has stated that she happily pleads guilty to being an out-of-control Zionist. The largest armies of trolls and bot farms are operated by Indians and Israelis. The media layer is not passive, it is an active accomplice. The military layer, CENTCOM and the Greater Israel. Since 2022, Israel has been formally integrated into U.S. Central Command. This places Israel under the same regional command structure as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and other Gulf allies. In June 2026, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance announced the establishment of a direct military coordination channel between CENTCOM and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in Qatar. The mechanism regarding Lebanon has already drawn criticism from Israel. Yeah, this is all true. Greater Israel is not conspiracy theory, it's government policy. The Yemen plan is not fringe literature, it's an operational blueprint. The City of London is not neutral, it is a financial engine. And CBS and the mainstream media are not objective. They are complicit. I know I'm not old enough to remember the Nuremberg trials, but I'm sad I'm going to have to live through them in a way. And then in a way, I'm looking so forward to that.